What if the answers you've been searching, the ones you chased through noise, stress, success, and pain, were actually waiting for you on a dirt path somewhere in Spain? What if the greatest teacher is not a coach, not a book, not a guru, but your own footsteps? Today on Life the Battlefield, we are stepping into a world where resilience is not built in gym, but on the road, where pain is not something you are fear, but something you listen to, where silence becomes a mirror and the Camino becomes a guide. My guest, Erica and Ricky, the storytellers behind Camino Tellers, discovered that after just a few days of walking, something extraordinary happens. Your body slows down, your mind wakes up, and the Camino start answering questions you didn't even know you were asking. They walked through injury, through burnout, through doubt and uncertainty. And what they found resilience. They walked through simplicity, discomfort, faith, and silence. And yet, they rediscovered themselves. And along the way, they began helping thousands of others do the same. Because the Camino isn't just a trail, it's a mirror. Mirror that shows who you really are and who you've been hiding and who you can still become. So today, get ready. Get ready for a conversation that is raw, honest, spiritual, and awakening. A conversation about mind, the body, the soul, and the road that connects them all. This is Erica and Ricky, and this is Camino Tellers. This is where the journey begins. Welcome, Erica and Ricky, to the Life the Battlefield podcast. Hello, you takers and true takers. Tonight in studio from my home, I have which I'm not doing very often, guys. You know, from my home. Tonight I have a special guest in the podcast Live the Battlefield, Erica and Ricky. I just want to this is a truly amazing people. So guys, in my introduction I mentioned who you are, what you do, but it's like I want to first my question, today I want to ask you, Ricky and Erica, something personal. Camino changed my life before I even put my foot there, before I go there. But I want to hear from you guys. What was first called each of you to Camino? Why did you start doing Camino de Santiago?
That's a really good question.
Look, it's not about me, it's about two of you, because one and all knows. I truly believe that you both beacon of hope. So, yeah.
Definitely. That's a good start. Erica.
I start, you start?
You start. She's the brave one in the relationship,
okay.
She's the brave one. I'm like, no.
For me, it started, like we were chatting with you before, you don't know why, but you feel the call. And for me, it started, funnily enough, when I was 11, 12. I was at school.
Yeah.
And we had an school assignment. We had to read a book. And I found this book by Paulo Coelho, the famous book, The Pilgrimage. And I read it. But it's funny because at that age, at 11, 12, I didn't understand anything. It was really mystical and I didn't understand. But I felt that I wanted to walk that Camino. I don't know why. If I look back now, I say, why? If I didn't understand, but I felt that call. And it's funny because it planted a seed, and it's like the Camino called me long before, even when I wasn't ready. But it planted a seed. So there it was when, for me, the seed was planted and waited for me until now when I start walking.
Look, I'm gonna put in comment section below in description a link on your channel, and I want you guys to go there and see amazing people, Eric and Ricky, who are. First of all, thank you for being today with me again. I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk to you and more and see you in person. Ricky, what was your calling?
As probably you know us a little bit, then you know that we into deep Camino. But for me, it didn't really start with the spiritual way. Actually, I will surprise you. I didn't even like walking. Okay, I didn't like walking. Who likes walking? Walking is not cool. Walking is not excited. From all the things that you could do in life, like mountain biking, kayaking, walking is the less cool thing you could imagine. Like you go to the bar on the Friday night and you order green tea. You could have a gin and tonic. You could have a nice whiskey. You order green. And that's how the walking felt for me. But it came to me later, much later on, that once we were already walking, that my mom, Marta, she actually, she was a pilgrim. She did 20 plus pilgrimages back in Poland, where I'm from. And she even wrote a thesis, you call it thesis, right? Thesis about the pilgrimage. So I suddenly realized, wait, like this has been with me for all of the time. It didn't really start with those famous books of Shirley MacLaine, with Paulo Coelho, like for Eric. I didn't start with the movies. I think that for me it started with the footsteps of my mom, that maybe even she was walking with me when she was actually there on the first pilgrimage. I'm not sure, but that's a different link to that.
Different linkers. Okay, let's go deep now in one personal question. Guys, you are doing so much together, and most of couples can't survive the 6 months together. But two of you don't enjoying the luxuries of life in terms of the hotels, the restaurants, as you said, gin and tonic and everything else. You guys walk. And all that energy you're bringing into every Camino walk, that smile on Erica's face, and you're one complaining about blisters and, your Crocs and, how you talk in these things. Because it's like every time when you talk, I think myself, this man deserves to be on the big screens, because you're really bringing that calmness, when you talk. So how two of you actually met? That's my question is because it looks like it's same personality, but they're not same personality. How two of you actually met? If the audience can know how Ricky and Erica met. Okay, this is the big look now.
This is actually
that's a question.
I don't know. Let's figure out if we're the same story, because it could be.
That's okay. Erica, you want to be first?
Erica, how did we meet?
We met many years ago, 8-9 years ago now. But we met in a different field. We didn't meet on Camino. We met dancing. We were salsa dancers. We used to dance a lot.
Okay.
So we met in a salsa class. But we didn't speak much after many years later.
I have to interrupt you at this moment.
Yes, please.
For me, the relationship started in that precise moment. When I saw her the first time, I was like, wow, this is the woman of my life. I cannot take my eyes off her. And all the relationship started for me, not for her. Right?
Yeah.
Just you two of you are you're made for each other, you know what I mean? But thank you for sharing that.
Not back then.
So if you ask me how long is your relationship, I was like, at least 8 years. And she was like, no, at least 5, So
I didn't even know your name.
And our timelines are different. But then actually what happened that we've decided, Erica decided to quit the job and all of this.
Yeah, because I was in a... Let's explain a bit the context.
You in event management, and you I was stalking you, so like official, I was stalking because I want to know who you are, so on your website, everything else. And what I found is like you spend years searching for purpose. So
yeah, I was an event manager, and I reached the point that I was really, really stressed during COVID.
yes,
Because I was working on my own in the office, and but also before that, my social life wasn't also easy because I was always had work, activities, dance, hiking, dinners. It was like back to back, no breathing, no time to stop, no time for myself. Always something to do. I was so busy, being busy, that I had my life full, but it wasn't fulfilling. And then my body started giving the sign. I started getting sick, kidney infection, throat infection, every kind of infection, surgeries. Then I broke my foot. It was like my body giving me sign, just telling me stop. And it was funny because I didn't notice the sign. Yeah, I was so busy that I didn't notice the sign. When I started noticing was when I couldn't sleep anymore. And
that's when you met me.
We met again, yes. Because that was the time when I realized I needed to change. I need to do something to change. And I remember writing in the journal at the end of that year, this coming year will be the year of change. And I wrote down exactly how it will be. The person I would have by my side, where I would go, how would I feel. And that's when the algorithm also worked. Because I wrote also down Camino de Santiago. And that's where we met again. And I was ready to quit my job. He also wanted to travel. And we said, okay, let's do it together. We didn't know each other much, only by dancing.
Yeah.
I was already in a relationship with her since many years.
I didn't know that he was in a secret relationship.
You know what?
With
It was like, that was I knew at the moment when I saw two you guys. I don't know which one video was like, because I'm still absorbing, even today your videos, and that I'm really enjoying. It's like this couple. It's something. It's unique about two of them. Something is different. Yeah, I don't know what.
I will tell you why. Because whenever that we re-met again, Erica says that we met and then we became a couple, which for me wasn't true. We were only a couple.
I'll tell you why I didn't consider him as a...
But whenever that happened, we decided to go to India for a pilgrimage in India called the Salt March. Mm-hmm. And what actually happened, it was like 400 kilometers of walking. And we've been through everything, absolutely everything, hospitals, different situations, the parties thrown at us from the villages just for, anyway. And we survived that 400 kilometers long walk. And
in India. In extreme conditions.
And this is actually what made us realize, we get along really well.
Because we said, if we can do this, we can do anything.
Relationships are easy. If you can do the 400 kilometers crossing India, this is easy. And that's the secret. And I think
so the first pilgrimage together, you done India.
It was actually India. We did the first.
Can I ask you, where are you originally, guys? Where are you originally from?
Sorry, where we are originally from?
Yeah.
I'm from Italy.
And I'm from Poland.
Okay, that's interesting. That's not so close to the India, it's a continental.
No, it's a totally different abstract universe.
It was during COVID, so it was the only country that was open.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's very correct. Yeah, you need to.
So we looked at the map. We wanted to go there. Okay, no, that's the only place open. Let's go there.
And the happen is that I think that walking long distance relationship should be obligation, should be like a requirement for every new couple over there. If you survive Camino de Santiago, if you survive a Shikoku pilgrimage, if you survive any long distance walk and seeing each other every morning tired, without coffee, if you survive this, your relationship is going to work.
Because you see each other in the worst conditions.
But see, that's what I ask you. Like my question in relation to you leaving the corporate job. Haven't you been afraid, Erica, to leave that certainty, that security? I want everybody to understand what have you gone through before I go to Ricky asking that question, Sam. What you felt, Erica, when you say like, okay, I need to change something. And just want to relate this to you, maybe doesn't sound, equally same. In 2022, I was going with my son in Croatia, say, I want to show you where I was born and all these things. And, he's like, I don't want to travel, he's just a little bit lazy. Till that moment, I was smoking. And for some reason, my son, says to me, okay, I'll go with you. And then on a plane, he says to me, Dad, I think you're not happy anymore, not healthy because you're smoking. I said, 30 years I'm smoking. Something's changed on my trip. And I was afraid of many things to change in my life. But you left corporate job for Camino. I mean, generally speaking.
I'm gonna add an extra content. She used to work for one of the most prestigious hotels here in the Canary Islands. It was like a 5-star ultra top. So I wasn't even I haven't even saw her. She was like in the highest standards of life.
Yeah, for me it was scary, of course, because I always wanted. Well, Ricky will say you still want to, but control everything. So for me, leaving that safe job, I don't laugh behind my back, you too.
You're going to see this in a video, don't worry. I love you guys, seriously, please.
For me, leaving this safe job and leap into nothing, because I had nothing. It's not like jumping from the corporate job to something. It was leaping to nothing. It was like on the 30th of June, I quit my job. On the 2nd of July, we left for India. No plans. With only one-way ticket. I packed my clothes, everything in a closet. I rented my house. One-way ticket.
I admire this. I'm admiring for this, Erica, because people are afraid to leave the certainty and some type of security, so they rather suffer things in life. And I think this interview with you two guys, it's literally showing reality. And that's what admiring people like two of you. Like, I'm the military man and I believe in theory, then drill instructor shows you, and then, you need to do on your own. You've done this. You can demonstrate. That's what makes you very, very, lucrative couple, I would say, because we can all learn from you guys. Now, Ricky, come back to you a little bit, swing. So now we know Erica, she left. But you left for different reasons. Your story begins with a back injury. Most people would slow down, but you start walking, so this doesn't make a sense. You have the back injury. That's listen, again, information's,
That's some things that definitely, like, I didn't even like walking and I had the back injury. Like, my story actually doesn't start from walking, it starts in the bed. That's the reality.
Can you guide us so they said to people understand what's happened to you that, first you don't like to walk, now you're walking every day. Secondly, you didn't give up on life and lie down in bed and it's like, poor me, Ricky. Instead of this, you have back injury in a bed. Can you just explain to us what happened?
The similar happened to Erica, and she left her beautiful corporative job and steady income. I used to be a flight attendant, I used to be those flight attendants that they make laugh during the safety demonstrations.
Yes.
I was one of them. I loved my job. Absolutely.
Are you a flight attendant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, interesting.
I used to travel. I travel for work. I still travel for work right now.
Yeah.
And so I used to love my job. I used to break boundaries between passengers and airlines because, I used to sit with them. I used to speak to them. I used to do all sorts of my sense of humor thing, that's just having fun in general. But I kind of had this idea that for me, as being, it might be a poetic metaphor, but being so close to the sky, I felt kind of more connected to my higher self. Okay. But at the same time, as I felt connected to my higher self, I just felt totally misunderstood or not understood by anyone around. You know, my inner ideas of where I'm from, what I'm supposed to do, what's my purpose, who's the God, and all of those questions that come in a certain moment of life. So I decided to quit everything. I left to India and I went to live in ashram. You know, I went to live in the ashram. And what happened is that in ashram itself, I had a problem. I had an injury later on. I had the injury, the back injury that it kind of life was whispering to me for a long time something, and I didn't hear. So suddenly it shouted me really loud and said, "Listen, you hear me now or now?" So I've got bedbounded for months. Neurologists, PTs, how do you go? Psychotherapists. No, physiotherapists.
Physiotherapists, yeah.
Those ones would also be good, you know.
Same thing. It's like, they're both healthy. Yeah. Yes, physiotherapists.
And serious stuff, serious injury. And the only thing that actually helped me in that, not to feel as much pain, was walking. The thing that I've detested, I hated the most because it was the most boring thing, was the thing that helped me not to feel as much pain. And at the same time, it also helped me, which I realized later on, to land all these high questions and the land of the knowledge that I've learned in India and ashram, and I've studying things. It helped me to ground this knowledge inside of my experience. But yeah, it didn't really start, oh yeah, I want to walk the Camino. No, it started, I want to walk. And it started with 10 steps. And then half an hour, then 20 minutes, then, you know, and progress. I remember that whenever you feel, and this is one of the things that we talk a lot with Erica, that I started with pain. My journey of Camino started much before the Camino with pain. And the pain showed me presence, because you have to answer the pain. And at the same time, one of those things that I really feel, it also showed me the honesty, because I had to face the reality as it is. And that was my beginning of the Camino. Not the glamorous story, rather pain and bedbound for months.
When I'm watching videos of you and Erica, I want to draw the parallel with maybe you read that book, but the writer is called Joseph Campbell, and the book is called The Power of Myth. Each time when I think about your and Erica videos and the way how you explain, I couldn't find better philosopher, not literally philosopher, right? Who talks about life in the way you talk, and I'll come to this a little bit later. We talk a lot about life, the battlefield, about things when the moments when the pain becomes the teacher. So I want to ask you both, when was a moment for both of you when you hit that mental wall, Erica, or you, Ricky, you know, and then, or spiritually, and something shifted? This is when you start working first Camino? Don't laugh to me, please. You know, we can laugh to me later, but I was going to ask a simple question, because I want to discover something on my own when I go in Camino. And did maybe God talk to you? Did you find some answers? Did something, you know, I don't know, when you hit the wall, mentally, spiritually, what shifted? Erica?
For me, the Camino is like a magnifying glass.
Okay.
Where everything you have, like a pain, a weakness, a flaw, something, it's magnified. And you cannot run away from it on Camino. Because life becomes so simple on Camino. You remove all the noise, the stress, the activities, the job, the to-dos, that you are only left with your pain. And you have to walk with it. And you were asking if we face some of that on the Camino, if something shifted. I think every Camino, it's like getting rid of some layers. you face something on that kind of, the thing that you have to go through on that phase of your life, and then you move on to the next level.
Yes.
And it's like shedding layers. It's not like a specific moment. It's not like a haha moment, but it's a process.
Yeah, I stuck with the one video with you explaining about the rock. Everybody brings the rock and live in that type of, I think it's a cross. Yeah. And I was watching this video a few times and so like how powerful explanations you're offering, you know what I mean? That rock, you know what I mean? For the many people, we are guided and living the life either following trends or desires, you know what I mean? And I was the one of these people. But that's like something is shifting in me. I feel like, I think that life is becoming too noisy. And, you know what I mean? Camino offers, as Ricky says, Camino is a walk, but you describe Ricky as a mirror. And I want to ask a question. What truths about yourself did you see that surprised you, or both of you? That's your words. You're seeing Camino as a mirror. And a part of this, you said, it's exercising patience. You see, like I try to, your videos are like, just stuck in me. And that's a say to world. I'm hoping that everybody's going to learn from you guys, because that's what we're missing, listening ourselves. So, mirror, Camino walk.
I bring that. I would like to bring the real Camino experience.
Please, by all means.
Yeah, because you actually can apply to everybody. And that's my first time. That's my first time going the Camino.
May I ask you which Camino did you go first one? Was it Francese or?
No, Camino del Norte.
Ah, okay.
800 plus kilometers, 40 days, and it was a hell of a Camino, especially if you know nothing, or maybe if you know that you know, but you have no idea. So that was my case. It was actually my real case. We started to walk Camino del Norte, and soon enough, like in the first day, I've started to feel that the backpack is making already on the first day is making the red rushes around my shoulders. The shoulder straps from the backpack.
Yes.
Bad sign.
That's a bad sign. That's really bad sign. It means that your backpack is far too heavy. Okay? It's not well adjusted and it's far too heavy. But anyway, just like, doesn't matter. So we were going through the mountains. First 6 days are actually going through the Basque Country mountains. And every day, instead of enjoying the Camino, instead of feeling, wow, how great experience, oh, how amazing, no. Every day was like, what a nightmare. Every time I had to put the backpack on, like I already had those marks on me. And it took me 6 days to realize that I was actually wrong. It took me 6 days to understand that my backpack shouldn't be 15 kilos, that the things that I have are not really necessary, that I not even needed, they're just there because this is what I thought this about myself and about my Camino. But, okay, then day number 7, I sent back home 5-6 kilos, which is fine. But this is like the outer thing. The inner thing is that something inside of me also shifted, because admitting that I was wrong, my ego crumbled. My ego crumbled. I suddenly understood, this is not me walking the first 6 days of Camino. There's someone else is walking, And of letting go was actually the outcome of this. I came with a big backpack. The pain was the teacher, because those red marks were just horrendous. I still have some of the scars, and the letting go of that was something that I've learned, and it helped me. It saved me actually to walk the Camino. So I know we normally don't talk about in the videos, of letting go, of pain, of patience. But these are the cornerstones of not only Camino, but also life, which someone has to mention. And this time is us,
Can you, Erika, would you agree with me if I say that Camino de Santiago pilgrimage actually metaphorically can represent our life. You know what I mean? Let's just say we start from point A to the finish line, and we're facing many obstacles along that journey. But one question I do have is like, how the spirituality fits into this, or maybe faith in the Camino walks.
For us, the spirituality is about. For me, I see it as simplicity. Mm-hmm. It shows itself in the simplicity of every day on the Camino. Because when you strip away all the things that are not essentials, you stay only with what's essential. You realize that many things we worry about in life are useless.
Thank you for sharing this. So Ricky, would you agree with Erica? She says like your 15 kilo package, your backpack, actually it's representing like a life. We like a hoarders. We need to have everything and more. But actually, I was seeing your backpack. Sometimes I think that Erica, she carries more stuff than you in her backpack. But
because I'm a woman.
I don't want to interfere in your relationship.
I have hair. He doesn't. So
I will tell you that this is actually not true. I'm carrying more because I'm carrying Erica's things.
No.
That's not true. Question, eh? So when you see people see on a Camino with, and you demonstrate this, there's a couple of videos when you say, "Don't be like this guy," and I'm laughing. I said, "Come on!" I just love your video, seriously. So when you see the people on the Camino coming like armed with the backpacks, 15, 20 kilos, which is excessive. Like I remember even in the military, we never carry more than necessary. Literally necessary, a couple of kilos. What do you think about people who comes on Camino and you see they're overpacked and everything else? Why they're overpacking?
This ties exactly the question you asked before about the Camino is a mirror. Mm-hmm. You take with you whatever you think you are. You express your life through the Camino, through your packing, to the way of walking, to the distance you take in on the first days, to the way you talk to other people. I was on the first Camino that I remember that I walked. We arrived to the village, small little village in the middle of the mountains again. And there was this little shop, we sat on the wall and there was the little shop, and inside the shop there was the woman. And she was selling only two things. She was selling the fresh milk, like the super fresh milk, and those typical biscuits from the Cantabria, from one of the parts of Spain called sobaos.
Okay.
And we've ordered those, and we had the glass of milk, and we had this biscuit, it's like a spongy biscuit, and we were like, wow, wow, like suddenly it was like how something that simple could be as giving you as much joy. So we ordered another glass of milk and another glass of milk, and then we had digestion problems because we overdosed it. But this kind of tells you the story of maybe through the backpack, maybe through what people bring with them, all the fears, all the just in case things, but also through the way that we live Camino, we show our real personality. But beautiful is that this personality changes throughout the days of walk, because one thing is that we arrive with our entire package of this is my persona, this is Mario, this is me. But that happens on the day one. But then the Camino, as a really kind, mostly kind teacher, shows you that the day two, you're not this person that you were on the day one. And the day 10, you're definitely not the same person.
And then what you said, no, what do you think about people who come with this pack? They have to go through it. You cannot think or say anything because everyone needs to go through that heavy packing to realize things of their life. It's like, I don't remember who said it, but a heavy backpack makes you more grounded. You are more present with a heavy backpack.
It does. Like we see, like, again, I'll come back because I will say this loud and clearly. I saw many videos of the Camino de Santiago. There's a lot of these experts, everybody try to advise in this and that. But in reality, nobody has a consistency and nobody has a detailed explanations like two of you. And I highly recommend, guys, I'm going to put in a description section, the link on a channel on Erika and Ricky, Camino Tellers, and feel free to dig into last 4 years of the day videos and how they're evolving and how they, sharing their knowledge. There's many things we can learn from you, but I think that, as Ricky says, it is the mirror. So, and you said something else, patience, right? I saw the videos, many people try to justify themselves why they give up on Camino and everything else. And I said to myself, well, that's not who you justify yourself. You didn't done it, just be quiet, do next time or whatever it is. But it's always somebody to be blamed, the game, the shoes, the backpack, the weather, the Spanish don't speak English, whatever it is, just excuses. But I want to ask you, both of you, Ricky always mentioned this thing when he sits in that village and takes his shoes off and says, like, patience. Why would the people expecting to learn about patience when they're going to Camino, or they're going to find out hard way? Erika, you first. First, Erika. I'm very curious about Erika. Erika, patience for you. Let's go address this the elephant room for the all females out there, because they're going to go, I need a hair, I need those days in a month, I had no patience for this, I'm going home.
I think on the Camino you learn, maybe they go hand in hand, but patience, but also resilience.
Okay.
One lesson that I learned, patience for me was hard to learn, because I'm not really a born patient person.
Thank you for honesty. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rick is just like
I think Rick is the patient in this relationship.
Yeah.
But I did learn patience last year, and I applied it in my life. Patience that things take their own time. Like Camino, you cannot reach Santiago. Camino is the symbol of life, representation of life. You cannot reach Santiago on day one. It's step by step. You are not 100% every day. One day, you are only 2% of your capabilities, and that's still okay. Maybe you only feel like doing one step, and that's still okay. You're still moving. Or maybe you feel like stopping, and that's still okay. It's your own Camino. And that, for me, did I learn it in the hard way or easy way? No, I think I learned it when I needed to learn. And it took me many Caminos to learn patience. I didn't learn it on the first one.
Look, I just want to, there's so many questions for two of you. Like, I think, one interview is not enough. But Ricky, as I said, like, you are digital storytellers. And that's like, I never heard somebody who's more calm as both of you when you talk, particularly Ricky, when he's like talking, then excelling, like, he did the videos. I said to myself, oh my God, what's going to happen next to me? But there's no shouting, there's no, these fake gurus and coaches and everything else, because it's like you guys are living this. And I say you had a full credibility and authority to teach us all about life, resilience, and the patience. But Ricky, I want to ask you, because it comes from your video, patience. What is the patience for you, and why we are not patient in our life? Why we want everything right now, while you're eating the jester from the plastic bag every single day? And I love when you do this on videos, like, this is my cheese, becomes very molten. Like I say, these guys are insane. I just love him, man.
But tell me, Mario, is it not like we actually are supposed to live just slowly and purposefully and consciously? Is it not that something's wrong with the society? I know it's a different subject, but there is something wrong that we suddenly have to rush from here to there. There are so many things to do, and we always feel like unprepared and not ready. And we discovered this. We get it deeper into it on the Camino, because on the Camino that really boils down into super basic, to the waking up, having the coffee, it's important.
It's essential. It's part of the essential.
Then walking, eating, maybe a little more walking, and then sleeping, and every day the same story. The same story of simplicity. There is no rush. There's nowhere to go. And if you take this rush with you, which happens all the time, people come rushing on the Camino and they get blisters on the first few days, because injuries, blisters, because they will have to adapt to the new reality of the Camino de Santiago. But it forces you. It really forces you to get into that. To the new mood of let's do things slowly and patiently. It's
haven't you said that thing? Why would you rush something what you're looking for so long to come?
Well said. I don't know who said that. Probably
you
said that in one of your videos. That's like everything what I'm quoting is from you. Look. As I say, like I'm not lying to you. Like I saw a couple of videos over there, but it's type a ego type of the presenting the Camino. Me. While two of you really talking about challenges, and I can't wait to step into Camino. And the best part of all of this is like I don't know what's waiting for me, but through your guys' videos, like I think that we all can be prepared a little bit more. That the life is not only about, for example, one of the guys I saw, he says he was traveling, he said he was having anxiety, and while he was traveling, he said he didn't touch the mobile phone for many days. And he said, I was just waking up happy because there's no mobile phone ringing, nothing, there's no reception, whatever it is. Now, let's go talk about Camino travels now. You travel daily, 10, 15, 20 kilometers per day. And then we go into this type of albergues and where we're sleeping with another 50, 100, 300 people, whatever it is. What does the life look like? What people can expect when they start doing Camino? What's the expectations of what the reality is?
I think we tied it to the last question. You can expect that the life will become basic. The green tea we've mentioned in the beginning of of our interview. The green tea, when you have around so many other beautiful options of whatever to drink, there's no glamour.
But will taste like heaven.
But will taste like heaven, definitely. Like we always compare Camino de Santiago to all-inclusive journey to Dubai. Okay. Nothing to do with that. Yeah. It becomes it's really a different perspective, because on the end of the day it's a pilgrimage. I think that people sign up for that. Most of them, they know what the pilgrimage is. Most of them know that it's not going to be easy, and most of them know that somewhere along the line, maybe it's not the gratification, the instant gratification, but it's a long-term win that will give them back much more than just the instant gratification at the moment, right? What do happen? You come and suddenly you see yourself in totally new environment. We put lots of stress, and in the videos and the conversations, lots of stress on being open. Because whatever you're going to find, if it's the albergues you're going to sleep, or if it's in the talking to other pilgrims, it's going to be out of your comfort zone,
We also recommend to drop the expectation, because our experience won't be like yours.
Yeah.
Every experience will be different. So try to go without the expectation, how it should be, how it will be. Just go with open mind, open hands to give, to receive, and just live your own Camino.
I just have a curious question, okay? When you walk, Ricky, or you, Erika, together, you can talk. But Ricky, when you walk on your own, it's for hours on your own. Except the dog beats you for your food, or some of these things.
That happens.
Yeah, it happens. What's happening with your mind? What people can expect, like I'm pretty sure, I heard something on your videos, one of many videos, but our mind is on our own. There's no noise, there's no mobile phones, there's no husband, wives, kids, and there's no work, there's no that moment. It's me and my brain. What's happening there?
And that's the magic spot. That's the magic moment. That's called how I see it's the space when everything is simple around, when obviously there is no phone, no invoices, no mails, no nothing calling, and there is nothing that occupies you. There is no such a big decisions of life to take, like what am I gonna do next year? No, simply where to go, where to sleep, what to eat, the simplest things that we already pre-wired to do. There is a magical moment of clarity happens. The clarity of suddenly, I don't want to make a spoiler for everyone who's going to walk the Camino, but that's what it is. That suddenly you start realizing things about yourself that have been hidden there forever, but you've been just too busy to understand, to hear, to acknowledge. Suddenly there is this clarity of why people come for the Camino. They're looking for the purpose, and they find their purpose. Why they find the purpose? Because they have a clarity through the simplicity of the Camino routine.
Yeah, please, Erika, please.
You were asking what happened to the mind.
Yes.
That's true, what Ricky says, but I think, for me at least, it takes a while to get there.
Oh,
because the mind goes into different phases. And it's also why we created a journal, right? Because we go through different phases during the walk. And the longer the walk, many days in a row, the longer, the better. Because at the beginning, the mind is still busy. You are still thinking about what you left home, all the to-dos, all the things that you have to do when you go back. Or you start planning, when I go back, I do this. And then as the body gets tired, the more tired it gets, the mind starts calming down more and more and more. And there is where the silence comes and you can really feel the clarity.
Doesn't happen. That's true what Erika said. It doesn't happen straight from the beginning. You have to get tired. You have to there has to be, I wouldn't say you have to suffer, but it has to be some kind of pain into it.
Effort or...
The effort involved, then the moment of clarity will come. It will come. It will definitely come, and it will be worth the entire journey of Camino.
What's the major reason guys, that people come to do Camino? What's the major reason why people come? I was reading statistics, about how many, I think it's called Compostelas, these certificates, right? They issued 400,000 this year so far. And there's a more pilgrimage coming there, but that's like, you guys have the US seasonal, you already know it. Everybody almost, I saw the Deutsche Welle was interview guys, and Erika was like, come on, these people, I gonna interview those two, So you must, when you interview people, when they finish their journey and the pilgrimage, what's the major reason why people come for pilgrimage and how they live the pilgrimage? Ricky, why are you laughing? I know something's coming to you. Because obviously the many people that have been broken during that trip, regardless of everything, because like as you say, I have a backpack, overpacked, it's a mirror of our life. We're sleeping in a room with 10, 15 people, male and female. There's always a guy who slept very well. That's a guy who's snoring all night, obviously. But we walk 15, 20 days to 40 days. And then we come to the Santiago del Compostela, right? And And what is the reason why people come on that journey and how they live?
this what you just say doesn't really sound like fun, no? You walk for long, you sleep with people, and
they snore,
and then they snore, and the food is. It doesn't sound fun, right?
No, it
really does.
and the rooms don't smell nice.
So why people actually? It's every year we break the record of Camino. 400, 500,000 people do this for a reason, and the reason is really simple. The reason might surprise you. It surprised me because from the surface, it's I want adventure. Oh yeah, I want a new thing. The truth is simple. People come because they're in pain.
Disconnected.
They disconnected from themselves. It seems like okay,
they're in pain.
They're in pain. This is the main thing, that the pain of disconnection from my own happiness, from my own who am I, what I'm doing here.
It's funny how in Horizon, which is the second stop after Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port,
The French way.
on the French way, they ask, before the dinner in the albergue, they ask you why you are walking. And on the first day, everyone gives you the superficial answers. No, I wanted a holiday and I came here. Oh, I wanted an adventure. Oh, all superficial idea. But then meet them after 30 days.
Yeah.
They give you a different answer completely. Because on the surface, it's the holiday, the day off. But then they start digging.
Even though on the surface sometimes can be a life transition. Maybe on the surface can be I know I'm retiring and I need something. I'm changing job. I'm finished university. I don't know what to do. It's still important decision on the surface. But if you really dive deep into what's below it, I will tell you that from what we've seen, what we've talked to people, and what we've seen on us, especially what we see on us, there's a lots of pain and a lots of disconnection from our own life, from our own
our body, our mind,
body, and everything. So we're not surprised people come. We're not surprised, and we're happy because anyone who does the Camino, anyone who does the pilgrimage in that case, it's a kind of knocking to the doors of being a more happy person, being more understanding oneself, and at the same time making the entire world a better place.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching a video, what Camino walk to choose, 25 minutes. I mean, based on this, I make a decision straight away, you and Erika, because, that was a beautiful Primitivo. And I said to Daniel, we're going to do Primitivo. He says, no, we want to do Francisca. It's like, man, this guy, he says, like a tourist attraction. We don't want this. We want mountains. We want cows and, fresh air and everything else. But we added on this from Finisterre as well. So, but the question I do have for you guys, what's the biggest challenge when people decide to walk Camino? What do you see, what it is? They're not prepared very well, and you obviously can help them, or they put expectations ahead of them, or they pick up the longest road to walk.
I know it's really it's not really educated. Like, it's not really polite to ask question for a question. But What is it for you?
For me, I just felt a calling. I need to do it. I just need to do. I don't know. I said to myself, part is gonna unfold in front of me and then my friend Daniel as we go. But
what is the difficult part of it?
Would have been the journey, or
for the journey, for walking, for the going, for the kind. What's the difficult part that you see right now? You don't even imagine there, but you see it now when you're getting, because you're gonna be there next year, right?
Yes, April 11th. Yeah. So what's the biggest challenge? It's flying from Australia. I would like to go now, but I can't. Because it's gonna be winter now. It's all these things, and you said don't walk on a winter time. So I can't be there this very moment. But I'll draw the parallel. As a kid, I remember my last Santa Claus in when I was living in communist Yugoslavia. I got a book, St. Francis Azizian, I think it's called, what it's called. You know what I mean? Something like this. And I was an altar boy, and this boy become from rich guy in a rag and tag and talk to the birds and everything else. And I said to myself, interesting how this now becomes the story, that story very related to my Camino. And I tried to find out why I wanted to go there. And I said to myself, like, I'm just drawn like a magnet to that thing. And then you guys amplify this 100 times. So, you know, I didn't saw nothing glamorous, nothing luxurious for me and everything else. The biggest challenge at this very moment is like, I can't do this right now. I can't fly from Australia now to be there. That's for my biggest challenge it is. But why I'm going there, I don't know. I just maybe divine intelligence, maybe God, you know what I mean? I'm not ashamed to say this, you know what I mean? Something saying this inside of my body says to me, you need to go. And I don't know what to expect there. Honestly, nobody can tell me what I'm going to expect. So, but you seeing the people, why they're choosing, you know what I mean, Camino to go? What part is best to choose? You know what I mean? But why it's San Francis, what's it called? 40 days, what it is, 800 kilometers or something else.
It's curious that San Francisco of Assisi, he walked the Camino de Santiago.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, he walked.
I heard from you, Paulo Coelho, as well. That was walking alchemist. You know what I mean? I was like, you know, who? I didn't know this. No.
That's maybe that's why. Maybe you called because of that. Also, maybe one of the reasons. But there's lots of signs and testimonies of San Francisco on the French way, which was very interesting. And on the end of the journey in Santiago itself, just outside of the cathedral, there is a big church of San Francisco of Assisi, which probably he didn't, as San Francisco and living his simple life, he wouldn't be to the big churches. But anyways, he has a big church and you can get a certificate out of this church. Why? What's the difficult part? Like
time commitment.
Time commitment.
Time commitment is a big one. The self-limiting beliefs, I cannot do it.
Okay, that's interesting.
For instance, we convinced my parents to come 2-3 years ago, but for them it was an off-limit place in the sense that they thought they couldn't do it. It's like they see it such a big thing. They see this big number of kilometers that you have to walk, and they don't see themselves capable of doing it. And then they came with us. And they realized they could do it because you don't have to run a marathon. You can just walk 5-10 kilometers a day. So I think also the self-limiting belief that I cannot do that. It's also a big thing.
On that token, so like let's just say you two guys, you know what I mean? So like I saw that you have that big community. You know what I mean? Two of you done so much for this world. I wish you can be clone and clone and clone. Seriously, because two of you, I'll compare it to the lighthouse. Lighthouse doesn't discriminate nobody. Helps everybody to come save harbor. Pirate, this ship. But that's what you guys doing. So you created your community and everything else, helping people to be prepared. How do you help everybody who is interested to do Camino?
Practically, and then a little bit more. Practically, obviously, that we share our own experience. You know, like I think that whenever we started doing the Camino Tellers, we always we had one thing more than sure, that let's just share whatever we're experiencing. Thanks to our upbringing, thanks to our, I don't know, maybe the book that was written about us back then, like the Book of Life, we not only interested in telling people about socks, we also interested about telling about the things like we spoke about, patience, self-limitation, self-doubt, the inner pain, the things that they're universal. Let's call them the universal. The same for me and the same in Europe, in Spain, and the same for you in Australia or you in Chile, or you name it. And they're not only universal for everybody, but they're really personal for us. So whenever we create, whenever we help, we share our experience through unfiltered, maybe in a funny way, because sometimes I think that the real, if I can call it somehow, teaching or sharing can only come through fun. It cannot be like a pointing finger at somebody.
Preaching.
It cannot be preaching thing, because who likes preachers? Come on.
Yeah.
The life cannot be the life cannot be treated it seriously. Like, look at life, no? So we try to put a little bit of sense of humor, our own little piece of sense of humor inside of it, and give it to people. Whoever takes. Whoever resonates with this idea of big inner words, which is important. Happy days.
But then those concepts might be a bit abstract for many people. So we have to talk to them first with concrete things like what to pack, which are also important, the logistical, all the technical things.
Yes.
And then you slowly go into another level of conversation.
So basically, basically two of you can help everybody who is interested. You can be their mentors to do Camino de Santiago. That's one of my questions is, because like, if somebody wants to walk and not sure how it is, because like it's a jungle over there on the social media. And as I said, like again, two of you gave me opportunity to interview you guys for Life to Battlefield, and my audience is now 350,000, and I'm hoping there's going to be more people who's going to be interested in the journey on Camino de Santiago. But I know how to read between the lines, and I listen to everything what Enrique, you say. But most of the people can be misled with a lot of these people who walk Camino de Santiago, what to pack, what to do, what not to do, and everything else. So like, that's my question was like, can you assist people who want to be prepared for the journey?
We have first of all the videos in YouTube are for everyone and touch different topics. Then we have the pre-Camino support if they need more help. And also they don't want to prepare on their own, maybe, because the pre-Camino support is done in a group.
Yes.
And we prepare as a group of people, and we
have fun.
We have fun. We go through all the levels of preparation.
I bet you have fun there. So when I asked you just now, just to slightly touch, because I'm aware of the time and I'm very grateful for you giving me your time. You wrote a book. What's that the booklet it is about? It's like a journal. Okay, what is it about? And what's the call? I know the answer, but I can see behind you guys. And that's like, it's a curious that this diary actually depicting your journey, as you go. So, Ricky.
When it happened a long time ago, it happened as an experience of what we were facing during our caminos, what we were facing during our journeys. And we had no reference how to process it. We had no reference how to work through concepts that you, not only on Camino but different pilgrimages we were thrown into. So suddenly we thought, let's just put those on the paper and let on one side and on the other side, let people just to dial and to digest whatever they thought. And more of a book, it's like actually a journal touching upon different, those, as Erica says, abstract things that they do are part of the Camino, the limiting beliefs, the courage, the resilience, self-care, those things that suddenly you encounter and you don't know what to do with that. And we had it's already an iconic thing. This is already one of those things that...
Can you just show on the camera? Can you show on the camera how they look like? Here you go, guys. The journey within. So it's this is the what you can buy directly from the Eric and Ricky, and that's like whoever decide to go on a journey on a Camino, feel free to contact Eric and Ricky, and that booklet's gonna help you a lot, because like I saw in the videos how they're applying and using, and Ricky just tried to explain even more, but I say it's necessary.
I think it's like if you cannot walk with us, because probably you have your own schedule, we have our own schedule, and life happens. This is like the best friend you can take with you on the Camino, which will be there when the times become difficult. It will be there just to cuddle you, just to hug you, just to give you some positive encouragement, or maybe even contrary, maybe just to deepen down on some concepts.
And it goes through the different phases that you would go on the pilgrimage, from the more physical to the more spiritual, the longer you walk. So we really put a lot of thought into it, and a lot of what we experienced, it's plasmated into this journal.
Well, one of those things that I think that it's the most important, that we are pilgrims, and we share the pilgrim's experience with pilgrims. We stopped talking about us a long time ago. We stopped talking about Ricky and Erica. We've not there as faces, because we have to be here, because obviously someone has to talk, right? The lips don't go alone. But
I just love you, man. Like, it's like, now I understand when you do the videos. Like, I'm gonna imagine you now. My lips don't go just by self. It's like,
yeah. But we now we talk about Camino, we talk about the pilgrims, and we kind of bridge between those two, about the pilgrimage, the Camino, and other long transformative work, and those who just about to go and to get through it. And this seems a little thing. It's one of the best things that we could offer to everyone. It's for everybody. Like I don't know.
I have two more questions before we end up. Like, I will have one more question, like, related to the Camino. I saw that many people coming back. Why is that?
Many people, sorry?
Coming back. So they done one walk, and then like, I saw a couple of videos now. They're repeating some of them. They come back. Why, Ricky, you laughing? It's just something. It's like I try to discover this on my own. What's happening to the people when I go for that pilgrimage, Camino? Why they're coming back? Do you know the answer?
Oh yeah. Please. Oh yeah.
Give us just a taste, just a little bit, so people understand.
Camino de Santiago is one of the most addictive drugs over there.
Okay.
Healthy one.
And the healthy drug. Well, why? Because as we mentioned, it puts you into this space of getting to understand yourself better, and everybody wants that. Everyone to want to connect to oneself, and that's addictive.
Also, I think that the Camino has the power of giving exactly what you need. Not what you want, but what you need.
More. Yes, please continue. Sorry.
Yeah. You go.
More I'm listening to you too, you guys. It's like, more I need to see in your person. Hopefully I'm going to see you next year. But the thing is, the world needs two of you. And Ricky touches something at the beginning. More and more people coming for the pilgrimage in Camino de Santiago, as the world become more crazier. And I think the world is become more crazier, right? Even I'm noticing that, my hand becomes very warm from this mobile phone, from time to time. I say, why my hand is so warm? Why it's so hot? Because I'm holding all the time. It's just in my hand. I'm like doing everything except me. If God or the universe or whatever you believe, ask you, why did you walk Camino, or why are you walking? What your answer would be?
For me, is to...
Just Ricky a bit. Yes, please.
For me, is to stop running, to slow down, and to remember who I am, beyond the noise of the world. In one simple sentence, if it's simple.
It's
Ricky?
Like for you, Mario, it's a calling. It's a calling. I don't know why. I don't know. It just has to be done. It's this inner voice that tells you, walk and make the best out of it. So suddenly I can allow this voice to come out, and I can allow to listen to it, and the outcome is just walking and sharing it with everybody.
You give us a very powerful lesson today, that pain can be overcome and managed you both experience. Erica, she proved that woman doesn't need to have the makeup 24/7 on high heels and to be happy. You, my dear friend Ricky, like I feeling like I know you for ages, but from flight attendant being tied up for the bed, for months, as you say, and then making 10 steps, 20 steps, making your life. It's truly resilience at its best, So it's not a pure wording or just a theory. You both demonstrated that life is more than just the mobile phones, money, and chasing the, some desires and trends. And I truly believe that people will watch this video, find more into two of you. So for the end, is there any message you want to share with the world, two of you?
For me, that change is in your own hands.
Okay.
There's no excuse. You don't need to ask for permission. And nothing changes if nothing changes. If you want something different in your life, you have to change something.
And on Camino, you can find those answers, right? If you start, as you say, it's going to break you and remake you. More days you walk, as you mentioned, it's going to make your life that you find the answers. Because two of you, you're good people. And that's what I like seeing about two of you. It's like you truly are demonstrating to me that world has good people who can make this world a better place. And that's what two of you are doing it. But Ricky, any words, any message, any wisdom for the people out there who are worrying a lot about their life? They don't know how to deal with the pain. They're just thinking about, how to make more money. They're forgetting to health, they're forgetting to walk. Because I believe that I'm 53 years old, and I truly believe that most of people my age become very ill because they forgot to move. They don't walk anymore. It's just a fridge, TV, and few steps. That's it. Boom.
I think that life is much bigger than we can imagine. We can perceive in our day-to-day activities. It reaches much farther, especially, and you discover it when you face this uncomfortable truth of pain, which sometimes is really hidden, which is really there, just whispering to you, and then it comes the moment of truth, comes the moment when it goes out, and you have a serious life injury, or maybe you have a breakup or whatever. And this is the moment when for us, you have to face the reality. And it's much bigger than it's the life is big, the life is huge. And if we can express this to people who listen to us, if we can express that there is much more to life than simple things of our phones, fridge, and couches, that's we've did our mission well.
Ricky and Erica, I just want to say thank you on behalf of everybody across the globe watching and listening to this podcast today. I must say that the first time when I spoke with both of you, my excitement was never ending. I'm still, carry with this one because there is something about two of you, and I feel I can't wait that world hear this interview and how they can reach you guys. If somebody's interested, we do be prepared about Camino, or wants to know more about Camino, or get your booklet, how they can reach you.
Definitely we're there on all the social media, right? Just write us, get to our website, caminotellers.com.
Or email hello@caminotellers.com.
And and then if you want to join any of our retreats, we do international retreats. And if you want to get the book, maybe if you want to just hang out with us a little bit and then just say hi or whatever, just write us and if you want to walk the Camino, we help. If you want to walk any other pilgrimage, we help. And if you want to just chat, we also can help.
Erica, Ricky, thank you very much for being my guest today. Truly wishing you all the best in the future. And so, guys, I'm going to put in the comment section below the description how you can contact Erica and Ricky. Join today retreats, not just at this pilgrimage, they can help you with other ones. And as well, who better can help you than the people who are doing them by self, Ricky and Erica. Thank you for watching Life to Battlefield. Till next time.